What's up YouTube, it's Earth to Asia and I'm back with another video, and today we'll be talking about holistic wellness and all of the things, like what it is, what it isn't, and all of the things in between. So let's just get right into the video. So I'm going to use the framework for the sake of time, right? I'm going to use the who, what, when, where, why, how framework as I'm describing holistic wellness. As you guys know, and I hope that you know, and if you don't know, I am a licensed therapist, a yoga instructor, and a holistic wellness guru. So I think I know a little bit of information, just a little bit of information on this topic. And I feel like this was a key word or a key phrase that was booming, what's booming now, but was specifically booming around like the COVID era, 2020. And I might have heard it a little bit before. I feel like before COVID, I was hearing a lot of like naturopathic, because I've always been in the wellness, natural scene. But I feel like I was hearing a lot of like naturopathic, stuff like that. But now, like once COVID 2020 era, I was hearing a lot of the wellness, holistic wellness, and I myself, I created Earth to Asia Wellness at that time. So even myself, it was something that was becoming to be into my vocabulary. And as I entered graduate school, that's all that I focused on. Again, so I think I know a little bit about it, just a tad bit, just a little bit. But so here we go, right? So, right, what is holistic wellness? Holistic wellness is an approach that considers the entire person, so their mind, their body, and their spirit, right? And so it's a combination of different things in your life, and it's going to look different for everybody, but it's a combination of things in your life all bridging together, right? Who is this person in their entirety, right? And also, how can I utilize things with their mind, their body, and their spirit to help them feel well, like overall wellness, right? So, right, including the physical health, the emotional health, mental health, social health, and even spiritual health, right? Why is holistic health important? It really just helps individuals, right, to have a balanced and live a balanced and fulfilling life. Reduces stress, right? If we bring in things, and we'll talk about different examples later on, but if we bring in things, just for example, right, yoga or meditation, that's something that can reduce your stress. All of these things within holistic wellness, we want to talk about lowering, cortisol levels, balancing out, mental and emotional stress, right, and emotional reactions. Improving mental clarity. Again, like fostering that emotional stability. And I want to talk about the dimensions of wellness in a different video, so I won't go too deep into it right now. But there are 8 dimensions of wellness, and once we address these topics within holistic wellness, right, you're able to address all of the dimensions of the self. And also, holistic wellness encourages long-term fulfillment and well-being. So it's more so like, if you have a physical ailment going on, or if you have a medical ailment going on, right? I guess this is the comparison that I can give it, is that it's something that is preventative instead of, treating the symptoms later. So it's for preventative health, right? Making this a lifestyle for you so that you're feeling better, so that you're feeling good for your lifetime, right? A lot too with holistic wellness is creating habits and being habitual about the things that you're doing, because if you fall off, then the different parts of you can, not the different parts of you, but the different aspects and the different dimensions of holistic wellness can begin to fall and not be as balanced. Prevention over just helping that one, helping to aid with symptoms. Now, where, right? Where can we practice this holistic wellness? Where can we practice these holistic wellness things? You can practice these holistic wellness things anywhere, like depending on what you're talking about, right? If you're talking about meditation, you can meditate anywhere. Like meditation can look like you driving in your car, obviously your eyes are open. Please pay attention to the road. Earth to Asia did not tell you to meditate and close your eyes. Meditate by closing your eyes while driving. Please keep your eyes open. But meditating while you're driving, right? Driving, maybe you have the music off and you're just kind of in tune with driving. Maybe you're thinking about, different things within your life, positive things, hopefully, and just like meditating and thinking about those, sitting on those things, right? It might look like physical fitness, right? So if you're looking at the holistic wellness of physical fitness, you working out, you may be at a gym, right? Or if you're thinking about even like your healthy diet with eating, right? That's with physical as well. But whether you're at a restaurant, just making sure that, depending on what's celebrated, because I like to say that it's okay to have your pleasure meals, right? And I know that this is a whole separate conversation that we can get into, but even if you're at a restaurant, like being conscious about what you are putting on your plate, being conscious about what you're ordering, again, depending on the occasion, right? Because you might want to have a pleasure meal or something like that, and I don't think that people should, keep themselves from those things or, punish yourself if you do indulge in, whether that be a cookie or a piece of cake every once in a while, right? Of course not every day, because it is not healthy for you to have those things every day, but that's besides the point. Again, that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother video that we can discuss diet. But yes, a restaurant can be that place where you're making sure that you have your vegetables, making sure that your plate is colorful, right? Making sure that you're getting all of the things on your plate, the protein, the greens, maybe even some fruits on the side, right? Like, or a green drink, right? Like salads, different things like that, right? So anywhere. And also, right, Earth to Asia is I have a bigger goal for Earth to Asia, and it's to own my own wellness center. So you can even practice at a wellness center that may already be standing. Maybe it's a yoga studio, or maybe it's a fitness center, or maybe, again, there's a wellness center that has all of those things. Or I know a lot of people like to go to the spas, right? I know specifically I enjoy going to the spa, so maybe that's your thing. But you can really practice anywhere. You can even practice at your desk at work. Practices like meditation, yoga, healthy eating, and self-care routines can be incorporated into your daily life wherever you are. And so the next one is the who. Who is holistic wellness for? And I hope you guys know that holistic wellness is for anybody, regardless of your age, your race, your size, your gender, right? Your health, right? You can practice holistic wellness because it doesn't have to look like one thing for everybody. You may have, even for example, right? Because you may be thinking, how can somebody who is paralyzed, for example, right? Maybe you have a stroke victim and they're paralyzed on one side, or they're paralyzed completely. How can they practice holistic wellness? You can meditate. You can think about things. You can have affirmations. Think of affirmations. You can speak affirmations. You can indulge into music, right? Even music is seen as a holistic wellness practice. I feel like different tones, different vibrations bring about different feelings and emotions, and that again too can help cleanse some energy, right? Spirituality, indulging in activities that align with your faith, right? Whether that's you at a church and you're surrounded by a community of people who believe in the same faith as you, or just doing some spiritual practices with yourself, whether that just be reading or watching something that's aligned with your faith, or listening to a song that's aligned with your faith and spirituality. So anybody can practice holistic wellness regardless of what's going on, right? You have books. I'm sure there are books in Braille. Hopefully I can find something, but audio versions, things that have just text, for people who may be hard of hearing. All of the things that you can probably think of that, oh, how can we make this accessible, and do these people of these populations who of specific populations, how can we make sure that they have access to holistic wellness and holistic wellness care, right? And it's accessible to them, and it's accessible to everyone, because there are so many different forms, and it's tailored. Holistic wellness is tailored to the specific person. And so you'll often find therapists, other health practitioners, maybe even life coaches pushing for holistic wellness. And I specifically, as a therapist, practice as a holistic health professional. My main focus and my approaches are, holistic wellness. So we talk a lot about journaling, we talk a lot about guided meditations. We do them in my therapy sessions. And I wish that I had some clients to attest to that and talk about it, right? But yeah, these are the things that I do every day at my job. So, and the how, right? How to embrace holistic wellness within your life. And so here are where some of the examples will come into play, and a little bit of the introduction of the 8 dimensions of wellness, except for these are not 8 of them. I'll probably mention just maybe about 5. But you have physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and social that I'll touch on today. So with physical, right, that looks like regular exercise, a balanced diet, adequate sleep. Oh my goodness, making sure that you're getting that 7 to 8 hours of sleep is so important. And at least for me, I know it differs for some people, but whatever your sleep whatever it looks like for you, as far as like you getting your best sleep and the amount of hours that you need to rest, make sure that you're getting that, because it actually does affect your productivity, how you feel, all of it, your well-being, even your health, right? If you're not getting enough sleep, it just affects so much. So all of the things that I listed, right, the physical activity, and even the diet for sure. But yes, your sleep, it's so important, y'all. I know we like to get on our phones and scroll at nighttime or watch TV and do all of these other things, maybe even be on YouTube. If that's you right now, late at night, I'm not laughing at you, no judgment, but get your sleep still, okay? Make sure that you're getting your sleep. It's so funny because if you're watching, that's hilarious. And it's like past the time that you should have been asleep. That's actually hilarious. But yes, the physical. Then you have your mental, right? So that's where you bring in your mindfulness, you bring in your meditation, and you bring in even learning, right? Just making sure that you're putting the things and wiring your brain to a state that you can, whether programming or reprogramming your brain to be at a state where you are able to function appropriately balanced, if that makes sense. Where you're able to function appropriately and you're able to feel balanced in most areas, in all or most areas of your life. So whether that be, right, like I've talked about this before on a podcast, making sure that you are curating your social media to be a certain way, because that's also training your brain and putting things into your brain. So making sure that you're curating it to be of a place that is benefiting your brain. So either you're learning or it's something positive. If you're watching things or listening to things, whether that be music or watching things on YouTube or wherever, social media, right, Instagram, Twitter, whatever else, TikTok, make sure that it's something of substance and that's going to add to your brain. Because even right, watching TV, and I know some people like to watch TV while they're sleeping, that too is programming your brain. And be mindful of the things that's on the television if that's something that you do, because it's in your brain, it's going into your unconscious. Even if you think that you're not thinking about it consciously, it's still in there. And so you have to be mindful of what you're putting into your brain. I know we talk about into our bodies as far as what we're eating, but also right into your brain. Emotional. Now, as a fellow emotional person, I am, and I take pride in it because I'm human. I'm also a woman, and I like that I'm able to feel, right? But while we are emotional creatures and emotional beings, people, humans in general, right? We have to make sure that we have an outlet for that. And so I myself journal so much because I feel like so much can get cluttered up here for me, especially when, I am in an emotional state, whether that be happy, sad, anxious, whatever I'm feeling in the moment. Journaling really helps. Writing the things down, getting it out of your brain. Also therapy, right? When you are ready for it, right? Talking to another person about what's going on, especially a mental health professional. Of course, I'm going to vouch for it, but it does help for sure. So making sure that if that's something that you're into, you have a place. And even if it's not therapy, right? Connecting to other people, whether that be friends, trusted friends, or trusted family members that you can speak to about your emotions and the things that you're feeling inside, because getting it out, it helps. Now, spiritual, right? Spiritual health, spiritual wellness, spiritual holistic wellness, right? Maybe that means, right, reflecting on your purpose and your passions of things, but particularly your purpose. Why have you been placed here? If that's what you believe, why have you been placed here? And what are you supposed to be doing? Right? And if you believe in God, right, what has God placed you here to do? Just a question, right? What has God placed you here to do? How are you supposed to be doing those things? And are you in alignment? Are you in alignment with your spirituality and what your creator and what God has said for you to do? And are you being the person that you were made and created to be? Also practicing gratitude and being where you are, right? And also exploring your faith, right? You may be at a place where you're not even sure that you have faith, or you may be at a place where you are dibbling and dabbling in different things and learning about a multitude of different religions or spiritualities or faith-based practices. So, kind of finding your groove and where you fit in. And if you're not a spiritual person, then maybe this doesn't align to you. But if you are, right, I would say that this is for sure, it can be a big aspect of your holistic health. And lastly, social. Building strong relationships and connections. When I say community is so important, man, it's so important. Like building, when they say like it takes a village, right? Those things, that term, it does. And not only to raise a child, that too, I'm sure. But it takes a village, it takes a community to help to uplift everybody, to help to keep positivity around, and to help to continue to help everyone, push forward. Why not motivate everybody in a positive direction, right? Even in a sense of, I recently was in downtown Richmond, Virginia, and I came across, and I've seen them before, I've seen them on social media before, but I've never actually seen one, in person. So I came across one. It was a community fridge. We should have those. Or even when we see the community, the bookshelves or the books where you can, take a book or put a book in there. Same thing, like right with the fridge, you just leave food, fresh food. And if you basically it says, take what you need and leave what you can. That's beautiful. Why not have healthy foods in our communities, right? And take what you need. I think a lot of the time, sometimes too, I find that some people may overconsume or have more than they actually need, and maybe are not, giving back into the community. And so I think community is so important when it comes to uplifting and pushing people forward into what their purpose may be, or, where they're just trying to go, where, of course, something that's positive and something that's bigger than themselves. Yeah, I'm very passionate about that. So quickly, right? I know that if you've stuck around for this long, I'd like to gift you with maybe a kind of template of how you can incorporate wellness slowly, or holistic wellness slowly, into your life, right? So that we can have a long-term benefit from holistic wellness, right? So quickly, right? Kind of like a quick crash course. Having a morning routine, right? Having a balanced nutrition, maybe some midday movement, a mindful check-in, right? Journaling, speaking with somebody about what's going on and how you're feeling. And then even having maybe an evening wind down, right? So maybe you're unplugging and doing the things that you love. Maybe it's watching a few episodes of a show that you like, right? And even maybe that's setting intentions for tomorrow. And then a sleep hygiene. We talked about this in the beginning, making sure that you're getting an adequate amount of sleep so that you're able to be productive and do the things that you've been called to do and that you're supposed to be doing. That's just a little crash course. If you have any questions, I know I didn't really give the examples of some of the other things, but if you do have some questions specifically, and if you do have some questions specifically about the things that I talked about, I can make a more detailed video on those topics. So definitely leave a comment down below and leave some suggestions or anything down below, or how you felt about this video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope that you've learned and can take away something from this video, some knowledge. So until next time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos. Peace.